Hey Nash, what should we make?
I'm in the mood for chicken parm, but can you make it a personal meatloaf instead?
All right, let's make garlic parm meatloaves. Today, we're gonna fire up the smoker and we're gonna make some garlic Parmesan meatloaves. Yes, I used the plural because we're actually gonna make them into individual servings. However, this same exact recipe would totally work just to make a normal size meatloaf. So without further ado, let's not waste a bunch of time, let's go. So we're gonna start by chopping up some parsley. Just wanna kind of take as much of the leaves as possible. You don't want any of some stems is fine, but you don't want a bunch of thick stems. Then we just sort of dice this up. Now this is gonna be way more than we need, but sometimes you just chop up what you have. Then we wanna take out our finger grater, or you could use a microplane, whatever works, and we grate some Parmesan. Don't forget to pay the cheese tax. Then to a bowl, we add a pound of ground chicken. Oh, did I mention we're making this out of chicken? Don't be scared. We can make chicken taste good. A half a cup of that Parmesan that we grated. 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, minced. A 1/4 cup of cream, or you could just use milk, whatever you got. Shouldn't really matter. Then we crack in 1 egg. Whoops. Well, let's go ahead and f it up like that. Good job. Yeah, well, whatever. It'll work. Usually my one-handed cracks are pretty good. A half a cup of breadcrumbs. A heavy tablespoon of that parsley that we chopped, a heavy pinch of salt, pepper, and garlic, a teaspoon of dried oregano, and a teaspoon of onion powder. And then we just go ahead and mix this up. Then we set this to the side. Then we have a rack on a pan, and then I have this little grill mat that's like almost like a screen door kind of texture, and that'll just keep the meatloaves from sort of sinking into the grates. So I'm thinking we started with a pound, so a 1/4 pound pieces sound like individuals. Now you don't want to work this too much, so I'm just going to kind of make it into a ball and then sort of make it into, I'm almost envisioning like a small, like a filet mignon kind of deal. So I think that looks pretty good right there. Yeah, we'll go with that. So we'll just wash, rinse, and repeat for the other 3. All right, they're not exactly the same, but that'll work. I'm happy with that. We got our little garlic Parmesan chicken meatloaves that are shaped kind of like little fillets, but hey, it'll work. I have my smoker at 225, but if you don't have a smoker, you can go ahead and use your oven, or if you're in a pinch, because the smoker is going to take a lot longer than the oven. So what you could easily do is preheat your oven to 375 and then go ahead and bake them for about 25 minutes. You want your internal temp to be 160 degrees. So then we'll pull it and then it'll reach 165. So if you got a smoker and you got time, that's what we're doing, 225 until they reach an internal temp of 160, then we'll pull them. If you don't have time or you don't have a smoker, put in your oven at 375 for about 25 minutes. Check the internal temp. You want 160. It could take probably a little bit longer depending on your oven, but hey, off we go. Into the smoker they go. We're using apple wood, low and slow. And once your meatloaf or meatloaves have reached an internal temp of 165, these are nice and smoked. We're going to add a little bit of marinara and some grated mozzarella cheese. I'm just gonna kind of pick up some of this, I'm gonna pick up our fallen, put them back on top, because as it melts, it's gonna fall. And then we can throw this back into the smoker, or if you wanna save some time, or if you're already using your oven, let's just turn your oven on to broil and throw this under the broiler for probably 2 to 5 minutes, depending on how hot your broiler burns, until the cheese is melted and a little bit bubbly. So here we go. And here's our guys right out of the broiler with nice melty cheese and a little layer of the marinara. But they're hot as fuck right now, so we're gonna let them cool. See you in a second. And there we have our garlic Parmesan meatloaves. Little personal servings. But like I said, you can easily take the same recipe and make it into a regular meatloaf. It's time for a bite. Cheers. Look, I know it's chicken. Chicken tends to be bland, but still delicious. And you wouldn't even, honestly, I could serve this to you and you wouldn't know it was chicken. It really captures that garlic, Parmesan, all the flavors. It's got a really good depth of flavor. It's super savory. It's freaking delicious, I'll be honest. I mean, as far as a meatloaf goes, this is pretty top notch. So hey, go try this. Go make this. I got no notes on this one. But hey, let's see what Nash thinks. Hey bud, how you doing?
Better than I deserve.
Well, check it out. We got this garlic Parmesan meatloaf that you requested. So hey, here you go. What do you think?
Oh, that's good. I like that. It captures all the flavors of chicken parm, but in meatloaf form.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
Remembering saves the sacred from slipping into the vacuum of oblivion.
Nash approves, I approve. Look, garlic Parmesan meatloaf. I mean, how can it not be delicious? Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you all. Love you all. If you wouldn't mind taking a second to like, share, and subscribe, that would help us out. It'd mean a lot. Go ahead and leave comments. Nash likes comments. So go ahead, engage. If you want notifications every time we drop a new video, go ahead and hit that notification bell. If there's anything you want me to cook, you want me and Nash to taste, go ahead and drop that down in the comments, and or head over to our website, timschaoskitchen.com. Send us a message there. That's also where all of our recipes are, so check it out. And hey, just remember, cook more, eat better, embrace the chaos. That's it for now, folks. Until next time, be good and peace.